I'm going to do a video of the Holtzapffel lathe that I just got. This is number 2323. It was made in 1878 by Holtzapffel and Company of London. This lathe has a headstock with a wooden pulley on it. It's in really good condition. It has a compound slide. You can turn it and tip it at an angle. It holds the cutting frames in here. It has a tailstock. And it also came with an extra headstock. The extra headstock looks a little fancier. It's got a brass pulley and it's set up for threading, but it's missing the I guess the dies that go on here that let the spindle move in and out. The threads on both headstocks look fairly good. This one has had some pitting and some use at one time. This headstock is numbered 2485. It's not, so this one's not original with the lathe. The lathe also came with a spiral apparatus. That piece there holds the gears. I've got the gears set aside, and there's an indexer that goes with the spiral apparatus. I don't think the entire spiral apparatus is came with the lathe. I think it was made by somebody for the lathe. The screws on this indexer are in pretty nice shape to be made back then. I'll do a little bit more research. The lathe has a shepherd's crook. It goes up almost to the ceiling and comes back around, and this will hold the overhead drive. The lathe has an overhead drive, but it chose to take a separate route to my house. So as soon as it gets here, I'll have it installed and I'll add it to the video. The original headstock is in pretty nice shape. There's not too much damage to the wooden pulleys. Some little nicks and dents and stuff, but there's nothing missing. This headstock has a little container on the back, and it holds, I think it holds oil for the center here. This headstock bearing is on that center right there. So as it was being used, you'd have to put a little dab of oil on it. This lathe has some chucks that were made by previous owners, and it also has, I thought these were kind of neat, it's got these blocks of wood in here, and they're boxwood, and they are Holtzapffel pieces. This is number 2323. It's the same as the lathe. So these have been with the lathe and have never been used for anything. They could be jam chucks or whatever you want to make out of them. That's kind of interesting. The toolbox has a bunch of like drill holders and little. There's a worm chuck. There's some little jam chucks. There's a bunch of screw chucks. There's some stuff I need to figure out what it is and what it does. It came with a little 3-jaw chuck, and it came with a 4-jaw chuck. Both of the chucks have, this is a Bernard chuck made in England. Both of them have adapter plates on the back, so I can thread it onto the spindle of the lathe. Isn't this a beautiful machine? It's going to need a little work. The first things that are going to need to be done is it came with a flywheel, and the flywheel I don't think is original with the machine. The flywheel has 3 grooves in the main drive pulley, and both of the headstocks have 5 grooves. This one has 5 grooves, and this one also has 5 grooves. No, this one has 6. I was wrong. So anyway, that leads me to believe that this flywheel is not original with the lathe. It's missing the mounting hardware. There's some right here. There's a hole, and I imagine there's supposed to be a bolt with a tapered end on it, similar to this headstock bushing or bearing. The end of the crankshaft on the flywheel has tapered holes on it. Both sides are tapered. So I think I'm going to need to make some threaded bolts that thread into both sides and have either a replaceable hardened steel tip or something to make it so that the flywheel is attached to the machine, because I would like it to be all operational, similar to how it came from the factory. Another problem that needs to be addressed is the foot pedal for this lathe. See how far it sticks in there, or sticks out there, and over at this side. The fat part is supposed to be inside the frame of the lathe, because that's where it's supposed to slide into. So we're pretty sure that this foot pedal is not original with the lathe either. So I need to decide what I want to do. Also, the centerpiece here, where the hook connects to the crankshaft, it doesn't line up with the crank. It's not even close. So between mounting the foot treadle and stuff, I'll have a little bit of work to get it up to back into operating workable service. I'll post some more videos as I'm building stuff and fixing this up, and eventually using it to make some more art with. I thought I would do a little bit longer video and just kind of show everybody what I had and what was going on. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.